Hey, if you're considering moving to San Clemente, you definitely came to the right place. In this video, I'm gonna share some valuable insights on mistakes that I see homeowners making each and every day. It's no secret that moving to an unfamiliar city can definitely be overwhelming. And if you're making the move from out of the area or out of state, that can be compounded even more. So just for you, here are my top 6 mistakes to avoid when moving to San Clemente. Before we get started, my name's Ryan Schramm. I'm the owner and broker of Ryan Schramm Real Estate here in San Clemente. And my job as your realtor is to make the move to San Clemente as easy and seamless as possible. And if you're coming from out of the area or if you're exploring this great town, I want to give you some research and insights into what's happening here so you can be well prepared. So the first thing, be prepared. And if you're watching this video, then you're already on your way to doing that. So many great people that I've met through this YouTube channel, you like to do your research, you like to be prepared. And that's key when you're moving to San Clemente, or if you're moving from out of the area, you want to do your research. So what research specifically? I'll tell you. You want to look at the neighborhoods. You want to look at the weather, the overall climate. Is the climate right for you here? Also the cost of living, the schools, the lifestyle that you live here. Is it going to be a lifestyle that makes you thrive and helps you feel fulfilled? The vibe of San Clemente. Are you going to jive with the vibe? Are you going to meet people who are your types of people? Those are all things to consider when moving to San Clemente. And a quick tip for you, I've done tons of videos on my YouTube channel covering all of those different topics. So if you want to take a little bit of time and look through the playlists I've put together, you'll find a lot more good information that will help you. Okay, so once you've determined that San Clemente meets or exceeds your expectations, we really got to delve into the different neighborhoods and what lifestyle you want to live within that neighborhood. For example, do you want an ocean view? Is that important to you? Or is it more important that you are able to walk to the beach? Those are 2 things that I help people determine all the time. Or do you want a more family-oriented neighborhood, with a great school that's in walking distance? Is more house important to you than less house? And the price per square foot? Those questions right there, getting to the bottom of those answers are what will bring clarity to your housing search. Now, if you're not here and you want to get a window into the neighborhoods of San Clemente, I've put some really great neighborhood tours where I drive around. I have a few different camera angles for you. Just sit back and relax and kind of take a driving tour with me. You don't need to be here to do it, and you'll get some great insights into those neighborhoods. All right, my second piece of advice, be sure and visit San Clemente. Now, while I have had a handful of clients who bought sight unseen without ever visiting, I do recommend to carve out a little bit of time and just come out here for a weekend or longer, and let's get together and drive around and make sure that this is the spot for you. It seems like kind of a silly thing to mention, but you can learn so much in 1 or 2 trips out around town, just kind of taking your time and seeing if you connect with the city or if it resonates with you. It's so funny because when I hold open houses, I'll sometimes meet people that are looking at all the South Orange County beach cities. And I'll ask them, I'll say, what brings you to San Clemente? Oh, we like this house. And I always respond with, well, have you taken any time to kind of check out downtown or check out the beaches? And if they haven't, I tell them that's the first place to start, because living in this city is so much more than just your house. You want to make sure that you connect with it. So that's a really good pro tip right there as well. So if for some reason you absolutely can't make it here, but you're relocating, that San Clemente's right for you, we can definitely help you out by doing FaceTime tours of different neighborhoods and houses. And we've done it before, and it's very effective as well. Between that and Google Maps and all the videos that I have on the city, it's not difficult to know if San Clemente is the right place for you. Number 3, prepare for your move. Let's be honest, home shopping and finding the right house and touring it, that really is probably the easiest and most fun part, but the logistics of planning the move and making the move is very challenging. So I always like to recommend to be prepared. Know the moving company that you're going to use. Make sure and talk to them beforehand. Make sure you're comfortable with all the moving logistics and the moving company. And then, of course, staying in communication with me and my team. That's all very paramount because you've got the timeline of the escrow, and we work really hard and very effectively to make that timeline predictable, seamless, and stress-free. My 4th tip is know the commute. So depending on where you're going to be working or whatever your normal travel patterns will be within South Orange County, it's important to kind of map that out and understand what the typical traffic patterns are. For example, a lot of people that are moving to San Clemente, they'll ask me, hey, how long does it take to get to John Wayne Santa Ana Airport? That's a great question. That could be anywhere from 22 to 27 minutes without traffic, and also depending on how close you are to a freeway on-ramp. So, access, if that's important to you, plan that out, map that out. Talk to me about what I see as typical seasonal traffic patterns, or even like the various times of the day. Luckily, we don't get hit too hard with much traffic, especially down in San Clemente. But if it's the first beach day of the year and the weather's predicted to be perfectly sunny, 80 degrees, well then you've got to know, hey, the 5 freeway is going to be a mess up to El Toro and down to Carlsbad or Encinitas. So those are little insider tips that I can kind of help you plan out and prepare for your commute. The 5th thing I want to recommend is to take advantage of the outdoors. One of the best things about living here is the opportunity to use the ocean to hike and mountain bike in the hills surrounding San Clemente, to go to Dana Point Harbor, which is 10 or 12 minutes away. There are so many great things to do, but what's most important to you? Homes by the beach are definitely more expensive on a price per square foot basis. So if you already know that you're not going to be walking to the beach every day or every other day, or let's just say every weekend, why pay the higher price per square foot when you can still live in San Clemente, maybe move inland a community or two and pay a much lower price per square foot? So we want to help define those things and figure out what's most important to you when buying here in San Clemente. And the 6th and final thing I'm going to recommend is to get involved in the community. That looks different for everyone. Some people might say, oh, that's volunteering. Others might say, oh, that's taking advantage of some of the great surf spots that we have, or some of the great hiking and mountain biking trail. There's all different ways to be involved, but what I really mean by that is take advantage of what San Clemente has to offer. It's one of the last and best little, surf towns with a small town vibe, and it's very special that way. So take advantage of it, get your money's worth when it comes to living here and get your fulfillment out of it. That's one of the best, sounds simple, but it's one of the best things that I could recommend to you. In fact, it happens to me sometimes. I'll be out downtown or doing some shopping or going to a restaurant, and I tell my wife, man, I've missed going downtown. So that's just one small example of how being present and making sure to get out and take advantage of everything that's here will benefit you. Well, that wraps up the most common mistakes to avoid when moving to San Clemente. If you found this beneficial, or if you think I missed something, feel free to drop me a comment below. San Clemente really is an incredible place to live, and I hope that my YouTube channel here helps you kind of determine if it's right for you. You can always ask me more specific questions. In fact, I'm trying something new. Down in the description of this video, you can fill out a relocation form. When you answer the questions that's in there, if you're ready to chat about it, look at it, answer the questions. I'll get back to you in 24 hours and we can continue the discussion. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon.